Okay, and here we set the properties for that data grid view. That means we allow adding the number of columns into the data grid view. We are allowing user to edit the columns. We are allowing user to delete the columns, and we are allowing user to reordering the column. Reordering means whether you want to change the order of the columns. If you want to keep the fifth column on the place one, then you can reorder it by enabling this property. Okay, so and one more option is there, choose data source. Okay, on this data grid view you can also select the database from the SQL server, and you can display that table. You can display the tables available in that database with the help of this data grid view control. Okay, so this facility is also available. So this thing you can done. Okay, so first I will show how to add the columns. Okay, so we'll go to the add column option. Okay, so when you add click on add columns, okay, it is asking about the data bound columns or the unbound column. Data bound column option you can use when you are connecting your data grid with the database. Okay, so currently we are not using the database. uh, we are just creating the data grid view at the design time, and we can also create at the runtime. Okay, so here it is asking for the name for the first column. Okay, so you can add number of columns into your data grid. So the what should be the column name for that? Okay, this is the name which you can refer while doing the or this is the name which is required while writing the code for the data grid. Okay, so here I am specifying the column call one. Okay, so here in second, in type it gives the drop down window with the number of options. It is asking whether that column is of button type, whether it is of checkbox type, whether it is of combo box type, whether it is of whether you can add image in that column, whether you can add links in that column, or whether it is of type text. So you can select any one option. Okay, so default selected option is a text box. So currently we are creating a text box column, and then after that it is asking for the header text. Now you know that the table is a collection of row and columns, and the first row always is the header row. Okay, which is we can use to assign the names or identifiers to each columns. Okay, so the first column, whatever the text you want to add as a header text, you can add it to the through this text box. Okay, so here I'm specifying roll number. Okay, and here the properties are visible, read only, or frozen. Okay, that means you can allow this column visible to the user. Okay, read only, that means user can read. It is not allowing to change once you have designed the table. Okay, frozen means you cannot do any operations on that particular column. Okay, so by default a visible option is selected. Click on add button. Okay, now see here, it is showing the first column. This is the header. First row is the header row, and we have added the header text as the roll number. So roll number is what the header text, and col1 is the name of this column, which is the identifier of these columns, which is required while doing the coding part. Okay, clear how to add one column? Is there any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so we will add one more column. Okay, so the name for that column, suppose column 2, we are again taking as a text box. Okay, and the text is name. Okay, close. Okay, now see here, we can add the two columns here. Okay, If you want to edit a column, then click on the edit option. Okay, edit column. Here it shows. Then select a particular column that you want to change. Here you can change its visible property. You can change its data property name. You can change its tooltip text. You can text its header text also. Okay, everything you can edit using this dialog window. Okay, so that is. Now there are two rows and two columns. Okay, now execute. Okay, when you will execute, okay, now see it is showing the two rows and the two columns. Okay, roll number and the name. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now we'll see how to this is design time. Okay, now see if you want to add the content for each column, okay, then at design time we cannot add. Okay, um okay, see here row properties are there. Using this you can set the different properties for each row. Okay, but if you want to add the contents at runtime, we can add the contents into this data grid. So first we'll see. Okay, before that we'll also see how to add the rows and columns at runtime also. Okay, so I will take one more grid. Okay, now here there are two data grids. Okay, in first data grid, what we have added the number of rows and columns at design time. Now this is the second data grid view. Now in this data grid view, we can add the columns at the runtime or through coding. Okay, so for that we'll take a form load event. Okay, form load. Why form load? Because when we execute initially this second data grid view is blank, means there are no any rows, there are no any columns. Okay, so when we execute, when we load the form, it should display that rows and columns. So we'll take the form load event. Okay, at form load we will add the number of columns. Okay, so for that what you have to do, first you have to use the name of data grid view control. Okay, so what is the name of data grid view control? Data grid view 2. Okay, there are two data grids, data grid view 1 and data grid view 2. So data grid view 1 is the data grid on which we have added the number of rows and columns to at the design time. Okay, now on data grid view 2 we are adding number of rows and columns through the coding or at runtime. Okay, so select the name of this data grid view. Okay, now first we can add the number of columns. Always remember, first add the columns. Okay, rows we are using to add the number of uh, uh, to insert the data into each columns. Okay, so first add the columns. So use the property columns. Okay, now in each column, okay, in each column we want to add the header text. So columns dot add. Okay, now add what we want to add. Now add is the method which takes two parameters. Add is what? It is the method of the data grid view 2. Okay, using this we can add the text for the first column, header text for the first column. Okay, so it takes two parameter. The first parameter is the name for that column. Okay, and second parameter is the text for that column. So we'll take the name as a call one. Okay, and we'll take the text as a roll number. Okay, clear what I have done? I, I have used data grid view too. Okay, in second data grid, I want to add the number of columns. Okay, so I have used the property dot column. Okay, dot columns as is there. Okay, and I have used the add method. Okay, using add method, I am inserting one or first column into the data grid view. The name of that column is col1 and the text for that column is roll number. Clear about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, same thing for second column. Okay, data grid view 2. Okay, dot columns dot add. Okay, so first column, name of the second column, it is called to. Okay, and the header, name of the student. Okay, so I have added two columns into the data grid. Now execute. Now see here, roll number and name, we have added two columns. The name of first column is col1, name of second column is col2, and the header text for first column is roll number, header text for second column is name. Okay, so now on the form there are two data grid views. In the first data grid view we have created at design time and second at runtime. Okay, clear how to add the number of columns and rows?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll see how to add the information into the rows. Now you know that now there are two rows currently. Okay, and first row is the header row. Now second row is blank. Now I want to add the information in the second row. Okay, so how we can add? Now what this part is called as? This part.
Cell.
Same. Okay, now we can add the number of rows. Okay, by inserting the information into each cell. Now we cannot insert the information at a time in each row. Okay, we have to add the information into each cell. Okay, into each cell. So this is the cell. Okay, this is the cell under the first column, this is the cell under the second column. Now what is the name of this column? What is the name of this column?
Roll number.
No, roll number is the header
Roll
text.
number.
Call one, right?
Column 1.
Call one is the yes, call one is the name of this column and call two is the name of this column. So we will use that column name to insert. Now what this cell is will get referred by call one. Okay, and into this cell we want to display a value. Okay, so we can use a value method to insert the information into each. Okay, so for that what we have to do? Okay, we have we will add the information into each. Okay, so before that, okay, before inserting the information, you have to decide how many rows you want to add. Okay, first you have to decide how many rows you want to add. Okay, so suppose I want to add the two rows into the data grid view. Okay, so use data grid view dot rows method. Okay, rows dot add. Okay, dot add. Okay, and it takes one value which is the integer value. Okay, so what this line says, add two rows into the data grid view. Add two rows into the data grid view. So first I am deciding how many rows I want to insert into the data grid. Okay, so without this line, we cannot insert the information into the rows. So first we have to decide the number of rows for that data grid control. Okay, then after that you can insert the information into the data grid. Now see, okay, when we have added this line, now into this data grid view there are total four rows. Okay, first is the header row and remaining three rows are there. actually what we have, how many rows we want to add? 2 rows. Okay, when I have specified 2 values here, so it has added 3 rows actually. Okay, the first row is identified with 0, second row is identified with 1 index, and third is and identifies second index. Okay, so if you want to insert only 2 rows, then only change this number 1. Okay, that means number of rows minus 1. You have to specify the values number of row minus 1. Now here there are 2 rows into the data grid. Okay, if you are specifying 3, then it will add the total 4 rows. Okay, see 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, clear about this? Clear about this rows dot add?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we will add the content. Okay, now there are 2 rows, so how many cells? This is the first cell, this is the second cell. Okay, now this what is the index number for this row? What is the index number of first row? 0. Index number of second row? 1. Index number of third row is 2. So we'll refer this
One.
row as a 0. Okay, index number of this first row is 0. Okay, so we'll refer this row as 0. In 0th row, uh, uh, first in the first cell. Okay, first cell we want to store the information. Okay, and this cell is referred by the name of column. And what is the name of the column? Call 1. Okay, data grid. Okay, name of the data grid in data grid view. Okay, in first row. In first row means 0th row. Okay, so what is the index value of 0th row? It is 0. Okay, that means in first row, what we want? In first row, okay, we want to store the information. Okay, so first we have to access the first cell. Okay, so how to access? Using sales method. Okay, rows of 0 dot sales. Okay, and it takes one parameter, that is name of cell. Okay, what is the name of first cell? It is referred by call 1. Okay, it is referred by call 1, and use the value method. Okay, value method to insert a value or to insert the information into that particular column, into the particular cell. We have to use value method. Okay, so dot value equal to suppose what is the, it's a roll number, so roll number is suppose 10. Okay, now look at again in data grid view. Okay, the first cell of the first row, first cell of the first row, where that cell is referred by this name, using the name of first column. Okay, and we want to place a value into that cell. Okay, so here we are using the dot value. Okay, dot value method equal to whatever the value you want to enter. Clear about this line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's see, we'll
Yes,
execute.
ma'am.
See, the value 10 is get inserted into the first cell. Okay, this is the row 0. This is the first cell into that row 0, and this cell is referred by the name of this column. Okay, now one more thing is, we the first row is what? Roll number, but I have inserted that value in double quote. Why? Because that cell is what? That cell is actually, this data grid view is what we have created using which type? Text box. Okay, so this is the text box. So in text box, we have to insert the string values. So the value should be whether it is integer, numeric, or character. You have to enclose it into the double. Okay, so next we'll add the value for the second cell. So data grid view 2 dot rows Now same row, okay, sales. Okay, same row, but we want to insert a value in second cell, and that second cell is referred by the name call to. Okay, so its value is equal to name, suppose ABC. Now let's see. See, this is the second cell of row 0, and this second cell is referred by the name of this column, and name of this column is call to. And in this cell we want to insert the value. Okay, so we have used sales call to dot value is equal to ABC. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the same way you can also insert the values in the remaining cells. Okay. Okay, row 0 hua. Now we want to insert the values in second row. So this row, the index number of this row is 1. So here we will take row 1. Okay, the first cell of row 1, we want to insert the roll number, and this second cell of row 1, we want to insert the name X, Y, Z. See, now it is also showing the information for the second. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So like this, you can add the number of columns at runtime also, and you can also add the information into each cells at a runtime. Okay, to first you have to add the number of columns. Okay, and while adding, first you have to decide the name for that column, because this column name we are referring while inserting the information into each cell. Okay, we are referring that name, so column name should be there. After that you have to specify the header text for each name. Okay, and once you have added the number of columns, you have to decide the number of rows for your data grid view. Okay, and that it takes one integer value, it always number of rows minus 1. Okay, and after that you can insert the information into each cell. Okay, using sales dot value method. Clear? Like this you can design the data grid for your application. Clear? Any doubt? Any doubt regarding this?
No, ma'am.
Boys?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here we almost discuss all the controls that are given in your syllabus. Okay. So next we will see dialog boxes used in VB.NET. Okay. So while designing the application, okay, while writing the programs in VB.NET, we always requires two types of dialog boxes. The first dialog box is input box, and second dialog box is message box. Okay, so what is the use of input box?
Take the input from user.
It is a box. It is a dialog box that allows the programmer to request a value from the user. Okay, and that programmer can use that inserted value in his program. Okay, that in VB.NET input box always display a title. Okay, title of the dialog box. We can display message into that dialog box, and we can yeah, that dialog box always contain one text box. That text box is used to accept the value from the user, and the default there are two buttons, OK and cancel. Okay, the use of OK button is what? It is when user will insert the value, that value will when user is clicking on OK button, that means that value is accepted by the program. Cancel means that program is not accepting the value. Okay, so this will see how to use the input box in your VB.NET program. Okay. So here I will take one button. Okay, on this button we will call the dialog box, input dialog box. Okay. Here I will declare one. I will declare one variable n. It is of type integer, and I am initializing n to the thing. Okay. Now I will take one input box. Okay, so input box is basically to accept the value. Okay, so here we are not initializing. So in n we are showing the value inserted by the user. So n is equal to input box. Okay, now this input box is taking total 5 number of arguments. Okay, how many arguments are there? 5 arguments. Okay, so the first argument is compulsory. Okay, remaining 4 arguments are optional. Okay, first argument is compulsory, remaining 4 arguments are optional. Okay, so first we will see use of the first argument. The first argument is what you have to it is that first argument indicate the requested value. Okay, or you can you can display the message in double quote to request or to request the user please enter a specific value. Okay, so the first argument is by default a message. Okay, for example I want to accept a value, so I will enter the number. Okay, so this argument is compulsory and it is the message. It is a message to the user. Okay, for requesting a value. So this is compulsory. All remaining are optional. So if you are not specifying the remaining options, it is okay. It will execute. Okay. Now let's see. So when we execute, it is showing a button. When I am clicking on button, it is showing one dialog box. Is this dialog box is visible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Now see,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
on this dialog box, there are 2 buttons, OK and cancel. There is one text box. Initially, this text box is blank, and the enter the number. Enter the number is what? Enter the number is the message that we have written into this input box. Okay. So that is get displayed into this dialog box, and Windows application 1 is the title for this dialog box. Windows application 1 is title of this dialog box. You can change this dialog title with the help of input box. Okay, so now look at this is the input dialog box where there is a title. Okay, on title there is a default title on the title bar. This is the message that whatever we have written or whatever we have passed as a first argument. Okay, there is one text box. Initially it is showing text box as a blank. Okay, and there default there are 2 buttons, OK and cancel. Now you can change this structure by with the help of remaining 2 argument remaining 4 arguments. Okay, so here I will insert the value as 5 and click on OK. Okay, now here we are not printing the value of n. Okay, or we'll print it into the text box. अगर आपको देखना है तो Here I will take one text box. Enter the value. Okay, so n is a variable which stores the value entered by the user. Okay, and we are displaying it with the help of text box. Clear?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
see the remaining four
Yes,
arguments.
ma'am.
First argument, use of first argument is just to message. Okay, a message to indicate the requested value. Okay, so you can type any string into the double quote. Okay, now we'll see for the second argument. The second argument for the input box is what? It is a title as a string. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है? This is in bold case. Title as a string. Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is the second argument you can use to display the title for your dialog box? The default title is what? Windows application 1. Okay, so you can change that title, okay, according to the application. Suppose here I am accepting the information for addition, accepting the number for addition of two numbers. So here I will I will be adding title as addition. Okay, now let's see. Enter. Now see, the title of the dialog box is get change. Is it visible? Title of the dialog box.
Yes,
In
yes,
first
ma'am.
place, it is what Windows
Yes,
application
ma'am.
one. That is the default. Now it is addition. Why? Because I am using the second parameter. I am using the second parameter. So I am specifying the title for my input dialog box. Okay. So addition. Now third is what? Third is default response. Okay, as a string, default response. Now what is mean that? Now when you execute the text box, it is displaying that text box is blank. Okay, there is no any value into the text box, right? And suppose you want to set a default value for that text box, then you can use this third argument. Okay, so in third argument, suppose I am specifying 10 as the default value. Now let's see. Now click on button. Now see, the now text box is not blank. The 10 is the default value. What is mean that if you are not entering any value into the text box, and if you are clicking on OK button, that 10 will get accepted. That 10 will get stored into the variable n, because 10 is the default value for that text box. Clear how to set the default value for that for the text box?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the third one. Now next argument is exposition. Exposition. Okay, and fifth, I think sixth one, fifth one is y position. Okay, fourth argument is exposition. Fifth is y position. That means using this argument, you can decide where that dialog box should appear onto the screen. X coordinate value for dialog box and y coordinate value for the dialog box. Using these two values, you can decide where that dialog box should be. Okay. Now see here, it will be appear onto the screen. Now see here, when you are clicking, this is the default position. It is at the center of your window. Okay, if you want to change, you can also change by dragging just, but at runtime you want to decide this location. Okay, so you can, okay, how you can, you have to you have to um write the x coordinate value. Suppose x coordinate value is 100. Okay, x coordinate value. Now see, this is the position of the dialog box. Okay, so x coordinate value, the coordinate values always start with the 0. Okay, always start with the 0, and the last values depend upon your the screen size. Okay, last value is depend upon your screen size. So this is the 100 location for the dialog box. Okay, same way you can change the y value, y coordinate value for the dialog box. Suppose I am giving 500. Now click on button. Now see, here it is showing the dialog. Wait. Again we will run. See, this is the position of the input box. So like this, you can decide the location for the dialog box at runtime also, or through the coding also. Okay, for that what you have to just write the coordinate x and y coordinates into the input box. Okay, so these are total 5 different arguments where the first argument is compulsory and remaining 4 are optional. Okay. Clear about the input box?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll discuss on message box.
No.
Now, what is the use of message box?
To display a message.
Yes, with the help of message box, we can display the information to the user, or we can also use a message box to display the uh, value of the variable, or we can also display the value of the expression. Okay, so in VP, we can box in 2 different ways. So first way, you can use message box function to add the message box, and in second way is you can use message box dot show message box in your application. So first we'll see how to add the message box using the message box function. Okay. So here, select dim and as integer. There are initializing as same. Okay. Now I will do the message. Okay. Say one, two, three. Okay. So the first parameter is again from first parameter is compulsory. Remaining parameters or arguments are optional. So in first parameter, you can display the message in double quote. Okay, whatever the message you want to display to the user, you can add it into the double quote. Okay, or you can also display the value of variable using this first argument. Okay, so first we'll see how to display the message. Okay, suppose I want to display the message good morning. So use msg box function, opening bracket, then double quote, and the message that you want to display. So good morning is a text, so it should be enclosed within the so we have written this code on button click. So click on button. See, here it is showing one dialog box. This is the message box. Okay, this dialog box is what? Message box. Again, it has one title, okay, and that is the default title, Windows application 1, and this good morning is the message that we have written in double quotes, okay, and default there is only one button, that is the OK button. So click on OK. Okay, so clear how to display a simple message with the help of message box function. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so which function we have to use? MSG box. Okay, now we'll see how to display the value of a variable. Now here I have declared one variable n and I have initialized to the 10. Okay, so now we'll see how to display the value of variable n. Okay, so here I want to display the value of n is. Okay. So this is the message that I want to display onto the message box, okay, and plus the value of n. So you can concat it with the help of AND operator, okay. After double quote, use and the name of variable. Okay, so here I want to display the value of n. So here I am using the name as n. Now execute. Click on button. Now see here it is displaying the message, the value of n is, okay, and the 10 is the value that we have stored into the variable n. Clear?
Yes,
Clear
ma'am.
how we can use to display just information and how we can use to display the value of variable. Okay, you have to just use the AND operator and the name of the variable. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now next we'll see the remaining argument for the message box. Okay. Now second argument is what? Message box style. असू देत सर. नाही ते लोक पण इथे येऊन बोलतात ना म्हणून ते असं ठेवलंय. आज येणार आहेत ना बरं ठीक आहे असू दे. Message box style. Message box style. Okay, now message box style, there are different styles are there. Okay, now here if this window is visible to all, if this window is
Yes, ma'am.
visible, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
so you can
Yes, ma'am.
display the different styles on a message box. Now before inserting this text, we'll see what is the current style. There is no any style for the message box. Okay, so here we'll use one. Okay, so here I will use explanation style. Okay, so here I am selecting this option, message box style dot explanation. Now execute. Now click on button. Now see here, it is showing one icon before the text. Okay, before this message, that is explanation mark. So this is the style of the message box. Okay, so according to the output, okay, you can use the different styles for that message box. So this is the explanation. Suppose you want to ask question to a user, okay, then you can use message box style question. Okay, let's see. Click on button, it shows the question mark symbol. Okay, that means this is a question to your user. Okay, now you can add help. Okay, for example, help. Then it is showing the, it is not showing message box help. Message box help. Okay, there it is not showing any icon. There should be the help icon. Okay, we'll see next dot. Okay, RTL reading. Okay, or first we'll check message box right. Okay, now see that this text is right justified. Which style option we have selected? Message box right. So this text is right justified now. By default, it is left justified. Okay. So now it is right justified. Dot will use RTL reading. Okay. Now RTL stand for right to left reading. Okay. Right to left. By default, we are our reading direction is from left to right. Okay. RTL reading is, that means right to left. This happen. Okay. Click on button. Now see here. RTL reading. RTL reading. So RTL reading, there should be one com. The dot explanation will take, and then dot why it is not working. Okay, we'll see. There was this option, why this option is not working. Now next is, now on message box there is only one button, OK button. Suppose you want to display the, two buttons, OK and cancel, then use message box style as OK cancel. Okay, now there are two buttons onto the message box. Okay, if you want to display three buttons, okay, so there are these three buttons are available as no cancel. So use message box style as no cancel. So now there are three buttons. Okay, this is the first, second, third. Okay, so you, like this you can add the number of styles to your message box. Okay, next is next parameter is title. Now by default title for message box is what? Windows application. Suppose you want to add display as a title. Okay, then specify it in double quote. Now execute. So see, display is message. Okay. And the next argument, this these are message for this you need clear. Any difficulty?